very good evening and welcome to Prime TV News, coming to you live and direct from the Prime TV studios with me, Abrar Abid. Now, before we go into our stories in detail, let's take a look at our headlines. The President said that art helps to create a humanist country. Gas shortage to be quelled soon. Sajid promises to raise private sector salary scale. Women politicians highlight the importance of discussing on women's health. Delhi air remains hazardous level. In our lead story, the Sri Lanka Singers Association has paid tribute to President Maithripala Sirisena in recognition of his contribution for the welfare of the artists, including promotion of their pension benefits during the past 5 years. A special meeting organized by the Sri Lanka Singers Association to felicitate the President was held at the President's house yesterday. The singers pointed out that the initiatives implemented by the President over the last 5 years provided a strength to the country's artists and expressed their gratitude for the invaluable service rendered to the artists by President Sirisena, who is an artistic and humanistic leader. A special memento was presented to the President. Expressing his views, the President said that within an artistic society, a humanist country will emerge where all people live in peace, harmony and with the spirit of brotherhood. President Sirisena recalled that in his 52 years of political life, as well as in his lifetime, he has been very happy about efforts taken by him to save the future generation from drug menace. He also said that as artists, they could play a wider role in making this mission a success. The President requested them to fully commit themselves in this regard. Several prominent artists, including the President of the Sri Lanka Singers Association, Janaka Wickramasinghe, were present on this occasion. In more news at home, presidential candidate Sajid Premadasa says he will take immediate measures to raise salaries of the private sector soon after his ascendance to the power. The presidential hopeful made the comment at a public gathering in Minneria. Premadasa also said that new set of rules and regulations will be introduced to implement the initiative. A group of political representatives of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, including Prasanna Navaratna, joined the rally, extending their support to Sajid Premadasa. He added that private sector employees at all levels will be given a salary hike under his administration. The presidential candidate promised to raise salary scale of public sector employees as well. Meanwhile, presidential hopeful Sajid Premadasa attended a public meeting in Mahayanganea last night. The presidential candidate refuted that claims of some media organizations that he has been swayed by conditions led by certain factions. He stressed that no entity can subject him to conditions under any circumstances. The presidential hopeful stressed that he will not market nation or religion to bag votes in elections. He also said that certain television channels are propagating defamatory information on him with utter lies. Sajid Premadasa emphasized that he has never bowed down to any condition put forward by any entity. He recalled that when the presidential candidacy was accorded to him, a set of conditions too was submitted. Sajid Premadasa said that he rejected all the conditions and he never goes after people to appease hidden agendas. In more local news, a special operation office of the New Democratic Front targeting the upcoming presidential election was opened at Sudhavala in Maradana under the aegis of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The office is meant to educate the general public on the campaign of presidential candidate of the New Democratic Front, Sajid Premadasa. Parliamentarian Mujibur Rahman and several other UNP stalwarts were present at the opening ceremony. In more news at home, presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa states that a practical program will be implemented by him with government's intervention to protect local entrepreneurs. Gotabaya Rajapaksa made the comment at a public gathering in North Tandia to ensure his victory in the upcoming presidential election. The presidential hopeful further noted that the country's economy can only be strengthened by empowering the local entrepreneurs. The event was conducted under the theme of a productive vision, a functioning country. Gotabaya Rajapaksa highlighted that importation of goods from the foreign countries would tarnish the market for local producers. He stated that under his administration, measures will be taken to back the local producers and a mechanism will be put in place with the intervention of the government to strengthen local people. Meanwhile, another public meeting was held at the Pandavas Nuwara area to support Gotabaya Rajapaksa. The event was attended by many public representatives, including opposition leader Mahinda Rajapaksa. The presidential hopeful stated that he will come up with a comprehensive plan to solve the drinking water issue of the Kurunegala district. Gotabaya Rajapaksa further said that irrigation and water supply system will be introduced by him to quell all the burning issues of the people in Kurunegala. Opposition leader Mahinda Rajapaksa addressing the gathering said that Pandavas Nuwara, which happened to be the ancient kingdom, will be transformed under the future government's plan to meet its historical glory in the future. He added that Pandavas Nuwara and Kurunegala can be developed as a tourist zone due to their complete range of attractions. Presidential candidate Anurakkumara Dissanayake emphasizes that the nation building should be carried out on the pillars of rule of law, elimination of corruption, national security and ethnic reconciliation. Anurakkumara Dissanayake was speaking at the public rally held in Galle to uphold his victory in the forthcoming presidential election. Several public representatives also spoke in the event. Presidential candidate Anurakkumara Dissanayake said legitimacy, integrity and national harmony are important factors in his rule. The presidential hopeful noted that the economy and other sectors will achieve the full swing only through accomplishing aforesaid virtues. Meanwhile, a press briefing was conducted at the Water's Edge Hotel in Battaramulla to enlighten the media personnel regarding the National People's Power Policy Manifesto. Addressing the gathering, Anurakkumara Dissanayake said that his policy document comprises a crucial framework to strengthen political scenario of the nation. Parliamentarian Huyunaka Premachandra criticized the parties that styrized the attempts of Sajid Premadasa to bring women's sanitation into open discussion. The parliamentarian was speaking at a press briefing held in Colombo today. Replying to a query made by reporter Hirunaka Premachandra said Chandrika Kumaratunga has stepped up once again to protect the SLFP. She pointed out that members of the SLFP who do not side with Mahinda Rajapaksa now will be victimized in the next parliamentary election. Both Shanta Bandara and Piyasena Gamage were subjected to such treatments in the previous election. Even Dayasiri Jayasekara and some other leaders of the party are starting to realize the gravity of the situation as they have now decided to avoid public stages of the Rajapaksa faction. Provincial Council member Shashini Hettiarachi remarked that the views and statements of some politicians on the subject of women's sanitation are despicable. She highlighted that it is pointless to talk about education, economy, social revolutions or globalization without paying attention to preliminary issues of women. Commonwealth Law Ministers' meeting was commenced in Colombo under the patronage of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe yesterday. The meeting will be held till the 7th of this month. The event's theme is Equal Access to Justice and Rule of Law. The meeting is being held in every 3 years and the Ministers of Law and the Attorney Generals of Commonwealth countries are taking part. It is the first time the participants attend the meeting on bilateral basis. The last meeting was conducted at the Cazao city in Bahamas. Minister Thalata Atukorala is attending the event representing Sri Lanka. In more news at home, gas companies affirmed that no gas shortage will be experienced from this week.
This was stated at a media briefing that was held following a meeting of the Cost of Living Committee. Minister P. Harrison said that gas stocks are receiving to be distributed among the consumers without any delay in the upcoming festive seasons. P. Harrison highlighted that as certain petroleum facilities in Saudi Arabia were hit by drones recently, the gas supply to the world market was hindered. The minister observed that even bad weather experienced in sea routes where ships sailed, the supply was delayed. According to the minister, the general public should not be perturbed about any future shortages of gas in the country. Director Marketing of the Litrogas company, Janaka Patiratna, said that the Ministry of Finance has given a special approval to purchase 12,000 metric tons of gas immediately. He said that ships with gas stocks are reaching the country and in coming days, the shortage will be quelled totally. Chief Executive Officer of the Life Gas Company, Chaminda Ediri Vikrama, noted that they have planned to establish special gas storage at the Hambantota harbour. He told that due to the stocks, they can supply gas till next March uninterruptedly. According to Chaminda Ediri Vikrama, the Hambantota gas storage is capable to store 20,000 metric tons of gas.
Media spokesman of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, parliamentarian Veerakumara Dissanayake, says no external party should meddle into the internal affairs of the SLFP.
The media spokesman added that the party has a well-versed plan and leadership to address the internal issues. He was speaking at a media briefing held at the SLFP party headquarters. Parliamentarian Veerakumara Dissanayake denounced the organisation to protect SLFP led by Chandrika Kumaratunga as a foe. According to the parliamentarian, Chandrika Kumaratunga's alliance with R. Sambathan, Rishad Padyuddin and Rauf Hakim is meant to carry out secret agendas of the UMP. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party is in capable hands with a proper vision for the future. The party has the full support of the President. Veerakumara Dissanayake dispelled all rumours about the President. Acting Chairman of SLFP, Professor Rohan Lakshman Piyadasa, said Chandrika Kumaratunga should be attending Central Committee meetings and conventions of the party if she truly intended the best for the party. The acting chairman of SLFP remarked that Chandrika Kumaratunga did not attend the meetings to which she was invited by the secretaries of the party.
Former parliamentarian Sajjan Devas Gunawardena has convened a media briefing today. Addressing the press briefing, Sajjan Devas Gunawardena said that he and his family have been posed with death threats. He stated that he has decided to support Sajid Premadasa in the upcoming presidential election. After his decision, a politician loyal to the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna had telephoned his wife and had given warning messages on his choice. Sajjan Devas Gunawardena also said that the warnings were targeted on his two children as well. In the press briefing, the former parliamentarian also released a telephonic conversation with the politician who has passed warnings to him.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Gunawardena.
මොකද මේ ඔයා තියානට කියලා තියන්නේ මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ඕඩර් එකක් දුන්නා කියලා මාව මරන්න.
Sajjan Devas Gunawardena stated that under any political dispute, his two children should not be involved. He feared that even he too could face the same fate similar to Wasim Tajuddin.
යාගේ පුතාව රජ කරාට මට ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. හරි හැබැයි අපිට නිකන් ඉන්න කියන්න. එයාට මහින්ද
You understand that? Don't you understand that?
An international summit on wetland conservation was held in Colombo. The Wetland Summit was organized by Colombo Environmental Foundation, the Ministry of Environment of Sri Lanka and the Central Environmental Authority. At the summit, the winners of the painting and photography competition organized in line with the summit were awarded. German Ambassador of Sri Lanka John Rode and Working Director of the Global Environment Fund Udo Gayton Lohner were also present at the event. In more news at home, a cooperation agreement was signed between the Ceylon Commercial Chamber and delegation of the Commercial and Industrial Chamber of Chitwan Province of Nepal. The agreement was inked at the auditorium of the Ceylon Commercial and Industrial Board. The new pact is meant to strengthen trade, tourism and investment opportunities. Vice President of the Ceylon Commercial Chamber, Govind Sami, and Shanlal Pradhan of the Nepal Commercial Chamber signed the document. Now let's take a look at the very latest in the business arena. The International Finance Corporation, a part of the World Bank Group, said it will be funding a $478,149 advisory project to increase female participation and leadership in supply chains. The program, named Women Retailer Dev, will provide training to 357 distributor operation owners and contributors and 4,500 retail owners and employees until May 2022. The training will focus on business and financial management, financial literacy and digital payments. Of the businesses selected, 258 are women-owned or managed distributors. In retail stores, 1,350 will be female owners, managers and employees. The project will see 50% of the participants introducing a new business process through their new training. And that is all the news for today. Do join us again tomorrow for the very latest. For the Prime TV News team, I am Abrar Abid. A very good evening and take care.